Right, an escort armory. I assume that's so you can hire a gold pack knight. I'll also have a look around while I'm here, see if I can find this chapel. Right, where's my supplicant? Do I have to talk to her?
I trust all is well. Please let me know if there's anything I can do to help.
What's the state of the keep? Where to begin? Let's see here. Okay, I gotta do it from this menu. Leaving in 3 days. Ignored men's proper siege for 3 days. Send an escort. Palladino sounds like the best escort. I can imagine sending Iravias and what he'd do, but Palladino, can you deal with this for me? Finish in 4 days. That's finished in 3 days. So, right, okay. Well, sent Grieving Mother, we've sent Palladino, so Iravias will be next. I don't know if I think I wanted you to have that. That should give you more concentration, so that means you are fucking not going to miss a spell. Oh, while we're here.
Hello.
Amazingly, I don't need any camping supplies right now. Right, we now have 6 arquebuses, 2 blunderbusses, 3 blunderbusses because we've got one that we gave to Sagani, and we've got this knife. What was this one anyway? I'm not going to sit and read every knife description I get. Or every weapon description I get, unless I'm going to use it, and then I'll read its description. Hate. 6 Morning Stars. A lot of shields. 7 pistols. 6 now, because Palladino's got 1 equipped. A rapier. And Cannon's got 1 equipped, so I only need 1 less. And then, yeah, the armor, what we picked up. I get a lot of mail armor, don't I? Capes, I'll leave there. Back up to 10k. Right, so Alof has his concentration. I thought Durance had a sunbeam spell. Maybe they got a cannon or Durance. I thought I gave Durance a sunbeam. Yes. So how come Durance doesn't have a sunbeam?
Keeps coming along nicely. Huh?
That's Shining Beacon. Searing Seal. Yeah, where's his sunbeam spell?
Following your lead.
Yeah, it's not working for Durance, he's not getting a sunbeam spell. See, he's getting hits from his armor, but he... I want her to have good perception, so that's not going to result. Durance will just have to get something else, because he's not going to affect it with that. That gives intellect. We'll do that for Durance, because we want him to be a bit smarter, so he has more healing area effect. Yeah, so Canna can use it, but Durance can't. Hello Seville, I see you. Hiya, yes, we're going to see you AK. Scorpion Supplicant. So we have to go back to Copper Lane. What will happen if I just tell her that I got asked to bury it somewhere and I'm not telling you? And so it's payday today. Yeah, I see no problem with sending Palagina out. This looks like it's going to be a quest. And there. So there's people talking about quests. Nice. Yeah, there's someone talking about Gordy, saying that them to get his dagger for him. No, I'm not giving him a dagger. Why is he in the dagger to practice with? Oh fuck Grimda. Her god asked me to do it, so...
Gods keep you.
Yeah, I found the scroll, but Whale asked me to hide it again. I call anyone else a liar for a story like that, but coming from you, there's a certain logic after all. And if you serve Wal, then you serve me too. Wal is both a keeper and a discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing what is secured and keep you hidden for those who wish you harm. You're also free to visit the Elder Archives and take whatever books or scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to Obscured. Else you need. There's an animus named Nedden asked me to retrieve the Phaerogams and Pandagram from the Elder Archives. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be sure to tuck that tone away from prying eyes and see that Ned never sets foot here again. In the meantime, a token of appreciation. What? Shit. No! Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. Oh, I thought I was just asking for the scroll. I thought I was asking for the scroll.
Sure.
Hail, traveler.
Thank fuck. I put that there. Perception +1 and stealthy. +2 stealth, +1 perception. What are you wearing? Oh, it's a hat. Alright. He has his intellect bonus from that. So, does her perception go beyond 20? No, it doesn't. So there's no much point in her having that. But having him hooded, and that means they won't see her healer as well. So is this the Elder Archives here? Sagani, can
I'm
you
here.
close that door? Alright. Alof?
How may I help? Right ear off.
That is a hell of a fucking trap. Okay, mention the name Panagram to anyone from a past knowledge Animancy and you can find yourself in for a very long discussion. Publicly reviled but privately lauded as a hero and genius, Pandram's history is at turns revolutionary, horrific and mysterious. Pandram was fascinated, and some might say obsessed, with the concept of Animancy. It consumed his life as he dedicated everything to understand it. He would frequently travel to Erglanfaf and Deerwood to visit Engwith ruins. There he would take notes and make sketches, bringing anything back with him that could help him unlock the mysteries. After years of study, Pangram had reached the point where he could no longer conduct research on his own and took on an assistant, Helig of Fiend. Soon Helig was making trips to Erglanfaf in Pangram's stead. Gathering knowledge while Pangram stayed behind to experiment. This partnership quickly bore fruit and Pangram made a breakthrough, one that would irrevocably change his life and general attitude about Animancy forever. While the specifics of his experimentation was never truly to be known, the rumours and stories that still circulate tell that he had sent out inquiries asking after live subjects for help with a dangerous experiment that might change their life or might end it. Those who were already dying were especially encouraged to apply. His response was overwhelming and Pangram had his pick of numerous willing bodies. That is when he had his breakthrough. He discovered a way to fix a soul, anchoring it to its body so that it couldn't leave at death. He discovered eternal life. His research and life's work had resulted in the greatest single discovery that animancy could hope for. His findings were published and quickly spread through Valia and beyond. While some groups, the Wodican Church for example, decried his work as nothing more than blasphemy and heresy, many put it to practice everyone wanted a chance at immortality. But everything comes to a cost. It quickly became apparent that simply restraining the soul while keeping the person technically alive was doing nothing for the body, which continued to decay, devolving and warping around the soul now trapped inside it. The creatures it created were dangerous, carnivorous beasts that killed brutally and indiscriminately. The backlash was ruthless. The practice of Pangram's discoveries was outlawed. His works were collected and burned. He and Helig were branded heretics and hunted, chased from town to town until Pangram simply vanished. Helig was tracked down, captured, and brought to trial for the atrocities committed against Valia and its peoples. The trial was barely more than a formality to bring charges against him, as everyone knew what hand he played in the disaster. He was sent to prison for years, but eventually released once public outrage died down. Not long after his parole, he disappeared as well. Occasionally, the talk surfaced that a copy of Pangram's Freedoms had been found, untouched by the purging flames that destroyed its brothers. These rumours seldom end up being more than that. Many groups and wealthy individuals are formed, sending out the call to anyone who will listen. Find us a copy of the Freedoms. They offer gold, jewels, statues, anything they can entice inventors to help them achieve their goals. And for there are those who would give anything a chance at immortality, even becoming a monster. What? How did I lose 600 to bandits? The Queen it was. How did bandits get so much of my taxes? I need to bump up security. Yeah, I need to do anything that'll put up security. The hedge maze. Woodland trails. Warden's Lodge. Yeah, those three have to be next. These Highlands are not doing their job, like. It was raw damage it was dealing to Alof. Holy shit. So my bonus prevented him from taking a full hit off it. Wow. Nice. My zealous endurance converted the hit to a graze, so he took much substantial less damage than it should on. Right, where's the perfect exit?
Does that warrant attacks on innocent practitioners? Superstitious Kith have spilled their share of blood.
That's no comparison. Animancers have the advantage of education, and with that comes authority and responsibility.
I have to say, it's wonderful to have someone to debate with. You'd think they'd be more welcoming of it at the Law College.
Or we could enjoy a glass of wine and a comfortable silence.
I get Cannon in some ways. He's wanting knowledge. I'm surprised he wasn't a devotee of Whale in that way. Or WoW in that way. Cannon's like the small child who asks you all those questions. Oh, hang on. Wasn't that the woman in the brothel? You should have seen the looks on those nobles' faces when I moved in.
Good day to you.
I have some questions about the freedoms of Pangram. Why doesn't Grimda lend you the books you need? Is rather protective of books, especially the rarer ones, and Grimda in particular. She hates animancy, she thinks it's dangerous. I don't see how you can run the greatest library in Deerwood and be so adverse to the spread of knowledge and research. I never understand those religious types. Some knowledge is best kept under lock and key. Tell me about the freedoms of Pangram. Pangram was an animancer working in Deerwood. He had some interesting theories about essence and rather innovative techniques for studying it. He was able to reattach souls to bodies after death, although he wasn't able to prevent his patients from degenerating. He was controversial to say the least, but the many are starting to realise that it was merely ahead of his time. What do you mean by degenerating? Well, it seems there was a tiny problem with the reattaching souls after death. The bodies would reanimate and would even retain memories and personality, but develop a hunger for flesh, living soul-infused flesh. Without it, they start to devolve, decaying mentally and physically. If the process goes too far, which eventually does, they become mindless corpses attacking anything that moves. We haven't figured out a way to avoid that. That is more than an inconvenient side effect. You reproduced an unnatural curse with little to show for it. Sounds dangerous, yes. Of course it is, but every great discovery carries years of trial and error. That is why we need to research people like Pangram to help us turn these failures into something useful. Okay, let's trust her with this, and if anything goes wrong, we'll come back and kill her. Yo, you, Lady of Lament, you really found it. I can't believe it really exists. Thank you so much, this will be invaluable. She almost turns to the book, but at the last moment she remembers herself and gives you a bag of coin. I was glad to help. Bye bye. So that's that one done. Let's see. Copper Lane, yes, that's where we want to go. Oh, I'm forgetting something. The sanitarium? Yeah, I wanted to go to the sanitarium and check it out, make sure there's nothing there. Nothing else there, rather. And then we'll go up to Brackenbury, from Brackenbury to Copper Lane and go do those crypts. And find that man's woman. Odmer, you're named.
Greetings.
What should you do here? Closest we are to Glanfrath in Wales, we get a number of Beerwick maimings every year. Survivors dealing with complications from exposure. This fellow here is a severe case. His essence is a mere whisper of what it was. I'm early in my research, only beginning to understand how they work, but in time I hope to find a way to protect people from the storm's effects.
Hail, traveller.
Can I know more about the sanitarium? It's the mission that attracted me here, the treatment of the disturbed. Nobody else seems to care about them. Here, they work wonders for them. I've seen people cure their insatiable hungers, uncontrollable rare urges. I've seen crippled walk and dysphoric smile, all within these walls. The thought that the Duke could put an end to it with a single order keeps me up at nights. Can I not have a look at this person and see if I can help them out, and, being a watcher?
Gods keep you.
I'm curious to know how you come to be in your present state. And the statue, you mean? Well, I was old, and it seemed wrong to me. A lifetime spent in pursuit of discovery only to lose it all in death. Somewhere, someday, I would wake up in a new body, none the wiser, but I pursue a different course entirely. All that experience wasted. If I were to ever unearth the principles behind our existence, it would be in spite of our condition. Of that, I'm quite sure. To live on as part of something I helped build seemed to me a better legacy than what nature had in store. The transfer itself was quite simple as our techniques go, and for that I'm grateful. Playing with souls is far easier to accept than when they're not your own. I do not miss being able to take an active role in the scholarly efforts here. Now and again, when Animans throw humor and consult me over some problem, but they are jealous breed and they are too often afraid to collaborate. If you consider it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't too easy. If you're considering it yourself, I can tell you that it isn't for the easily bored. Okay, what about the sanitarium? A history lesson? This is a rare pleasure. Most come here only concerned with cheating death in one way or another. This is an old institution, as Deerwood calls. This is the 94th year. As with many cities, the growth of Defiance-Bray brought with it a host of problems. One of the worst was that those born with, shall we say, ill-favoured souls come to populate its streets in droves. Thus the sanitarium. Brackenbury was a natural fit. It was growing, but there was also a lot of money here back then. The place owes its survival to the curiosities of the wealthy more than anything, I think. Our founding came at the time of great suspicion and animancy, much like today, so much progress has been lost to the mishaps of a few careless practitioners. But in time, it was forgotten, as all things are. Since then, we have been at the forefront of animancy's resurgence. We have played host to many gifted researchers and pushed the boundaries of our knowledge in ways never thought possible. Some of the first safe transferences were done here, and we pioneered work in soul purification, lineage analysis, preservation. It's quite a list, really, if you'll pardon my pride. Today, I can't say it's exactly the same. There's been some push to shut us down. It comes from Deerwood's more excitable denizens, whose minds are more passionate than thoughtful, I'm afraid. People see this legacy and they see it involves something they don't understand, so it's natural for them to suspect those whose understanding exceeds theirs. Truth. It looks to them like we're hiding something. We have a representative in the palace at the very moment defending the entire science of animancy at a hearing before the Duke. Absurd as it sounds, it does not go well. It could be the end of animancy in Deerwood. I fear Avar may be swayed by all this unrest, irrational although it may be. We shall see. Sanitarium guard. Oh, they're downstairs as well. Holy crap! I missed them all when I came in there earlier, didn't I? Bella says,
Hail, traveller.
Kirsty, here I am looking so hard for answers in my research that I do not see Kif standing in front of me. What can I do for you? What do you do here? According to my research grant, I study awakenings. Sublimating pre-awakened souls has been one of Animancy's great successes. I am working on a method to replicate the process on awakened souls. But the truth is, I fear I find few suitable subjects here. Wyden's legacy has left plenty of awakened souls, but most are too broken for study. I will fear I'll return to Revua with nothing to show but my efforts. I'm awakened, I've been calling flashes of past life. Most interesting, but not the kind of awakening I can study, I'm afraid. I need someone whose awakened soul can be triggered with predictable stimuli. Souls such as these tend to manifest as alternate personas in the host, but I thank you for the offer. Okay. Anything to say there, Anna? Alof? Have you got anything to say about that? Awakened souls that get triggered by special events. Mordred. Hang on, that's not considered stealing. An Animancer scribbles ferociously upon a parchment scroll while his free hand dances through the air, counting off unseen objects. His lips move in silent discourse. As your shadow falls over his scroll, he looks up at you with mingled perplexity and irritation.
Greetings.
What are you working on? My area of focus is whites. More specifically, how to cure them. What's a white? A hollowborn who's received a transplanted animal soul during infancy. One of Animancy's early efforts to cure legacy, if not a successful one. They show signs of developmental abnormalities throughout their childhood, but when they reach adolescence they become aggressive, feral, but still victims in need of care. Why do you study whites? What kind of question is that? Just think of all the families that could be healed, the lives that could be restored. What could be more important? Animancy has an answer here. I know it. It's simply a matter of working it out. It seems like an odd solution. We Animancers were trying to do something about the crisis, better than letting it swallow a generation of children. And despite the controversy, it only went so far because at first it seemed to work. People called it the salvation. Children that had never been responsive to any kind of stimuli suddenly seemed aware of their surroundings, of their families. Well, what do you expect? You're transferring in animal souls. The animal is going to respond in an animal way. Dumbass. I mean, if you tried to transport the soul of somebody else into them, that might have worked, but another human, that is, somebody who's cognizant. Maybe in a dog or a dolphin would be better, because they are close to human intelligence. The complications don't begin until puberty, but that's when the incompatibility between body and soul takes shape. Children become violent, ravenous. We pay daily for our mistakes, I promise you. Angry mobs hunted down Animancers and burned their homes, with them still inside, often as not.
Margrin's fire casts light in dark places.
In the corner of Mordred's lab rests a large weathered trunk that seems likely to contain something important, if only by virtue of its size. Examine it more closely. The lack of dust on the trunk's surface and long scratches on the tile floor suggest the trunk is frequently used and moved throughout the laboratory despite its considerable size. Deep narrow gouges score the wood at the edges of the trunk. They look like claw marks. Examine the trunk more closely. Oh no, that's it. Leave it alone. This seems like it's going to contain a monster. So let's line up. Open it. The heavy lock holds the trunk shut. It's too sturdy to break, and the mechanism looks too complicated to pick. You need to find the key.
Aye?
I'll have to just go over there for a second. What's in there?
Hello?
Sounds like sort of Sephiroth in the background with the music. What's behind that door? What's behind this door, pal? Alright. So, future quest that is. So now we know to take Al off. When he eventually tells us about Isilmir. I wonder if that'll affect his quest actually, because I remember bits and pieces about quests from when I was watching the playthrough. But like I said, I was playing games normally and had it on the side, so I wasn't watching the camera, so I don't know exactly where everything is, okay? Domeno though, yep, I'm enemies with them now, so it's either going to be the Knights of the Crucible or the Dozens I have to side with. And so far the Dozens do not look like a good option. And I've already put myself out of the House Domino. What a shame. Anyway, so that's time for the end of the episode, so